And it is a very still, quiet night, maybe the calm before the storm. And that's always been a bit of an omen for me, that is Tackleston Massacre. When I come out of Africa in the past, there was genocide on the horizon, Rwanda. The slaughter was relentless, mass graves you could have put the population of this into. At the time, people hiding in mass graves to avoid being massacred, people dancing with fiendish delight in their victims' blood, real bloodlust. The slaughter was relentless. My reason for going to Kisumu, Kenya, Africa, Jaffa and his Yardie gang threatening to burn my mother alive in her car the next time they saw her, a real evil saw trap. God confirmed I was to go, and to go urgently, not one single penny from anybody. And when evil is on the move, we have to be on the move also, stand in the gap, protect those we love. And I did confront Jaffa and his Yardie gang, Kisumu Marketplace. And just prior to this, I had lost a good friend, Philip Hurt, had come round on the Wednesday. On the following weekend, his car overturned in Roydon, just outside of this, caught fire. Car was on its roof, upside down. Philip was trapped in his seatbelt and they couldn't get Philip out. And the Lord did give me Psalm 18 for Philip, tangled in the cords of death. Yeah, I called upon the Lord, so that was still fresh in my mind. I had also read where a Yardie gang in London had burnt a woman with a hot clothes iron on her body and on her face. So that was my reason for going, a genuine emergency, life or death situation, a race against time. 17 nuns also hacked to death in a children's home, not that far from my mother's children's home, by 50 youths with machetes, who stood between them and the children in their care, Christian courage. So when I come out from Africa, everyone was in the centre of this to welcome back. This Town Football Club had won the Vast Cup at Wembley the day before on the Saturday. So on the Sunday afternoon, again, everyone was in the centre of this. I was over at the Stag at Thetford, which is not far from RAF Mildenhall and Lakenheath. Big US air bases with some friends. That was a nice afternoon. People were having picnics. We were walking through Thetford Forest. And I was still thinking about all the people fleeing for their lives through the forests of Rwanda. And there was a report 125,000 people had become trapped, estimated, and the militia and the soldiers were closing in for the kill, for the slaughter. And then without warning, at the Stag at Thetford, there was a blinding flash of light. And I've travelled the world in the 7 seas, and I've been in some big storms, I've seen some big storms, but I've never heard such an almighty bang that shook the place. And then it sounded like the heavens were tearing apart, and just for a moment you could have thought the Mildenhall and Lakenheath had been hit with a missile. And Lakenheath is now where they're now storing all the nuclear weapons. So if Lakenheath took a big hit, would be game over for the UK. And then this big electrical storm raged across East Anglia. And there were pictures of all the lightning off Yarmouth in the EDP, Eastern Daily Press newspaper. And the game of this, winning the Vast Cup at Wembley on the Saturday, had also been televised. And just as this was going to kick off, Tackleston Massacre was struck by lightning, and all the televisions in Norfolk blacked out. So again, we're certainly all in range of war, the unexpected, when you least expect it. on a day just like today. Certainly can come as a thief in the night. When I was in Russia, Leningrad, I did see scale models of the UK and London, every strategic target marked, more pins in East Anglia than anywhere else, and the two big red pins, Russian nuclear targets, Mildenhall and Lakenheath, US air bases, not far from here. So we can all take a very big hit, one big firestorm on the horizon.